Hi everybody, this is January 7th, 2016. WSO special report. We've got just weird stuff to show you today, but one particular picture I wanted to show you today right away off the top is a picture where we had some time-release photography, time-based photography, where they leave the shutter open and let the light kind of soak into the camera. And what we find is that for some reason the chemtrail ugly cloud that appears on the horizon that hides this phenomenon from us is not able to stop all the light from these objects and from these colors. And so this was a shocking photograph that I found extremely interesting in the fact that it kind of shows on the northern, I believe it's the northern hemisphere, I could be wrong, pointing north, that we have this strange plume cloud objects in our local neighborhood. Similarly, I wanted to go back to this plume, and again, the Thunderbolts Project is a good place to look at some of this stuff. So take a look at Thunderbolts Project and we'll explain some of that phenomenon. Here's a photograph that I came by over the last couple of days, strangely doing some deep web research into some of the old college files from the universities, and I found a deep spectral image of the Milky Way, the whole slice of the sky, of the Earth that we see. And it was a deep infrared, and we know that when these objects were far away from us, infrared was the only way to see them. And so this was basically a composite of a bunch of other satellite images. You can see this is that big cloud structure, and I think if you've been watching me, you'll recognize this triangle, and then you'll also probably know that we have been capturing red clouds in the horizon, and we've been documenting their entry into the Earth's atmosphere and things like that. And then I looked at Brazil today, and just I can predictably see this object, with its ring of cloud of dust around it, or refraction or reflection. And then here's the one in Savannah from this morning, last night in Australia, where you can actually see the plume is starting to take better shape, and it's really hard for them to hide with the whatever chemicals they're using. This might be the emitting source, though. I think it really makes it very clear that whatever is making this plume is probably projecting backwards away from the sun, and that looks like it might be the actual object. I just wanted to return to the South Pole cams. It's been invisible for the last couple days. We generated a lot of discussion about this triangle, especially now that we know it's not camera guts and that they're actually continuing this shape. We saw some progression in the shape, this triangle or pyramid or whatever they're trying to, whoever or whatever's trying to do that. And then we've got the of course, here's the direct on view of what we think is one of the objects, and it's big dust cloud around it, kind of going back to this, and just kind of recognizing that this is probably what we're looking at going through here soon. And then I got to talk about the lying again, man. I mean, this is the Chicago skyline from yesterday, and it looked the same in my sky. It was supposed to be clear and high pressure. It's supposed to get really cold. Instead, it's rainy and cloudy now. But yesterday, it was obscene. People were noticing. Even weather people were noticing it, and just talking about the high-level cloud development and snickering on the local TV stations. So they're trying to hide this phenomenon because they definitely don't want us to see this. That would scare a lot of people, I think, or they don't want us to see this. And then finally, just want to make sure that, if you want to read through this, just stop it and read it. This is kind of my hope, that you use this not to be afraid, but to use it as an opportunity for you to grow close to your God, because she wants to really wants to bring you into his arms, and this loving God adores and cherishes you. And I don't care about your religious background or belief system. God knows how to lead you to the truth. Every religious tradition has this story, and it's time for us to live through it, and it's a good time for you to get right with your God. That's what I'm all about. And then basically just to stop everybody from making decisions for you, and you can make a decision for yourself. I hope you have a good evening. This is Steve Olson signing off. Oh, join me later. We'll be doing a more in-depth look at the H1 imagery now that I've gone back and done a little bit of homework. Talk to you soon.